Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Fuck Talent podcast with your host, Mr. Sean Fontana. Now, this did used to be the Sean Fontana podcast, but I've renamed it Fuck Talent because, like you heard previously on the last episode, is that I believe we use that word to take the pressure off of ourselves. And if we use that in sport, i.e. if somebody is better than us, we just give them that word, quote unquote, that they're probably just more talented than us. We don't think about maybe the work that they've put in, the sacrifices they've put in, and the time and effort, dedication, discipline, that sticking to the programme through the ups and the downs. But we like to amalgamate that whole process and just say that that person is just more talented than us. So the reason I want to rebrand the podcast to be Fuck Talent is because I want us to basically fuck that excuse. We want to make sure that we suffocate that excuse, and we also understand that there is less talented people out there. There is people that have started with less than maybe you and me, definitely you and me that's listening to this, and ended up with more. Now ask yourself, how did that happen? If they were even less talented than me, less talented than you, but end up in a higher place than us. So that's me not just taking the pressure off myself, taking the pressure off you. That's me actually putting the pressure on me and putting the pressure on you. While there are people out there who were probably, in running terms, slower runners than me at the same age, and now faster than that. It is because of the choices they've made, the hard work they've put in, the consistent work they've put in, the no stone unturned philosophy to maximise their potential as an athlete, whether that be in business as well or in life. So, what I want to do in this one is talk about the reflection of 2021 for me, for you, and then take that reflection and take it into 2022. It's literally just a couple of days away. I'm in the week of between Christmas and New Year right now of 2021. And I think this is a really lovely time for reflection on how the year has gone, the good parts, the bad parts, what was good, what can we take from 2021 that was good and take that into 2022 to keep us on that upward trajectory. And then also looking back and going, what could I have done better, or what could I have done differently in 2021 that will set me up for a better result in 2022? So I posted recently on social media about one of my biggest flaws in 2021, why I believe I'm not in a place where I am happy with 2021 is what I could have been. And that big reason, number one, is when I increase my mileage and as I'm building towards a marathon and I'm starting to get into marathon shape and I'm starting to hit, 85, 90, 95, 100 miles per week in my running, I start to overlook the little things. And the little things are foam rolling, stretching, core, weight training, and doing all the sort of band work and things like that come along with just keeping your body, the muscles activated. And I start to let them go, slip away from the programme as I start to build towards that marathon shape, just because I am saying to myself, well, I've ran 20 miles today, I really don't need to do any more. But I then should probably be sitting in front of the couch and doing some foam rolling, maybe doing some yoga, maybe doing some mobility work, maybe some band work to activate those tired muscles. Then there's certain session days where, you're doing 20, 22 times 1 kilometre fast at marathon pace, 1 kilometre float recovery. And then you're in work, and then after work you're going, I just can't be bothered doing weights today. And these are the things that I'm saying to myself in my head because, I'm justifying the fact that, I've done my 22 times a K on, K off. I've done my 5K warm-up, 5K cool-down. That's a 32-kilometre day, and then I'm doing a 45-minute cycle at night. I feel, and I know that most people probably listening to this are probably going, Jesus. Yeah, and I'm thinking, I'm justifying to myself that, you know what? I probably don't need to do weights or core today. But as I start to get a little bit fitter, I start to push that mileage up from 90 to 100. Those long runs start to become 19, 20, 21 miles on a Sunday. My sessions start getting bigger on the Tuesday and Friday. I start becoming a bit too tired and a bit too complacent with the little things that will help keep me doing the big things. And I think a lot of us can be guilty of doing that, especially, we're not full-time athletes. This is a great thing about this podcast, is it's not a full-time athlete that's talking to you here. It's a somebody who's trying to be a full-time athlete while trying to run a full-time business. So basically working 365 days of the year, plus trying to train 365 days of the year. There'll be times where I'm working at 6 a.m. and there's times where I'm finishing at 8, 9 and 10 o'clock at night and trying to fit in 2 or 3 training sessions within the day, just trying to keep the childhood dream alive of one day achieving what I set out to achieve in this sport of running. So don't think that, easy for me to say and do, and not the person at the other end listening to this. I am right there in the trenches with you. I'm a husband. I'm not a father yet. Well, I'm a father to a little cat. It's called Simba. If you follow me on social media, then you'll see my little ginger furry child on there. But, not a father as in have a kid yet. So I don't understand how much time will be taken away again from my life, from my day, when I have a little baby. But I'm a father. I work full-time on trying to grow the Fontana Fit business, trying to build a gym, build my client base, keep trying to impact people's lives in the best way I can, providing podcasts, social media posts, you name it. I'm trying everything in my power, like a one-man band, to try and empower you at the other end of this phone. So, it can sometimes get a bit overwhelming as you're trying to better yourself in your sport, and I'll keep it in the realms of running, but I know that we can translate these across and transfer these skills across to other sports and also in business as well. Keep showing up even when you don't feel like it. How many days do you feel like going to work but you keep doing it anyway? Translating that across to your training. How many days do you feel like training but you don't go out the door? But imagine doing that for work. You'd get fired. But it's because we put money in a higher priority than our fitness. So then that's why we go to work even when we don't feel like it. But when it comes to training and we don't feel like it, sometimes we pie it off. But there's others here that are listening to this that are, warriors, and that they translate both across, like myself. Doesn't matter if you don't feel like going to work, you're getting up and doing it. Doesn't matter if you don't feel like going training today, you're getting up and you're going doing it. Because most often than not, we don't feel like doing the things that, are kind of like going to make us better. And what I mean by that is usually good habits are effortful in the moment, and then they give you gratification in the long run. So it's basically a short-term loss for a long-term gain, and that's called lasting gratification. And usually you don't really feel like doing those things, i.e., eating a healthy meal, going training, getting that training done, getting to work, studying, putting in that extra time in your training, putting that extra time in your business, putting that extra time in somewhere in your studying as well. These are all good habits, but they're quite effortful to do at that moment in time. So that's when you know something's probably a good habit. It's probably something that your brain is telling you, probably shouldn't do. I could probably do that tomorrow, or I can't. But yeah, you know it's a good habit, and deep down, once you do that, you'll feel better after doing it. So that's usually what a good habit is, and will make you better today than you are yesterday, and that you will be tomorrow. Next thing is, bad habits are usually nice at that moment in time. They usually give you instant gratification, and usually your brain is kind of like, yeah, I could do that. I.e., sit down, watch a TV, Netflix, Prime, PlayStation, scroll through your phone, Insta, Facebook, all these things. It's kind of like effortless and not effortful. So it's effortless, and it your brain's kind of more inclined to do those things than the good habits. You kind of then know that that's a bad habit. Then eating a McDonald's, takeaways, cookies, chocolate, crisps, fizzy juice, you name it. When it's good at the time, but it's actually got a detrimental effect after, that's probably usually a bad habit. So there's where you can sort of distinguish what a good habit is and what a bad habit is. And that's what's going to translate across from 2021 to 2022. What good habits are you going to start forming that you haven't formed in 2021, that you wish you had? And guess what? At the click of the fingers, 2021's gone. We're almost in 2022. And the goals that you made at the start in January the 1st, 1/1/21, have you achieved them? You may have got slightly close because you thought you had so much time. And now, a year later, you may only be just a few steps ahead of where you once were, but you thought you were going to be leaps and bounds ahead on the 1st of the 1st, 21. So it's now coming up to the 1st of the 1st, 22. Don't make the same mistakes as what you made, thinking you had all the time in the world to get your shit done, get yourself in shape, get yourself fit, get yourself strong, apply for that job that you always wanted to do, start that business that you always wanted to do, tell that someone that you love them before it's too late. You don't have all the time in the world. And hopefully, just reflecting back on 1/1/21 and it now be 1/1/22, where are you in relation to your goals that you set almost 1 year ago? And the likelihood is, and I'm going to put my hands up as well, I'm nowhere near where I thought I was going to be at the end of 2021. And it's because some bad habits have been creeping in, even through the good habits have been seeping in to my training, and the athletic side and the business side. I feel that I've actually done really well on the business side. I think that's because it's a release from the athletics, because sometimes when that's going bad, the business is going well, and I can immerse myself in something really positive. Likewise for yourself at the other end of this is that maybe your athletics or your running or your sport might not be going the way you want it to go, but your work or your relationship or your family's where it, in a really good place. So then it allows you to sort of separate the two and not let the running toxify your entire outlook towards how your life is doing. So that's quite a healthy thing. So that's actually a good habit. So keep that going in 22. But the next thing is, it's trying to make sure, so those good things that you're doing in the other parts of your life, transferring them across to the things that maybe aren't being so good. So are you spending the reason why you are doing better at work or you're doing better at your studies, are you spending more time there? Have you got good habits in that area? Try and translate them across to your athletics, to your running, to your sport. So, people tell me that they're not consistent or they're not disciplined as they're doing their gym training or their fitness training or their weight loss training or their running training. And I'll say, when was the last time you phoned up sick to work? And they'll say, I can't remember. Maybe about 4 years ago, 3 years ago, as they're scratching their head and trying to recall. And I'll say, so you do have discipline. You just don't have it in an area in sport or health and fitness. But you do have it. We just need to translate it across to another part of your life. And the same as, sometimes I just don't feel like exercise. I don't feel like running. I'll ask them again, how many days do you feel like going to work? Hardly ever. But do you get up and go? Yeah. There we go. You've got discipline again. We just need to transfer that discipline that you have for your work into your training. That's it. We just need to transfer those skills across. You do have them. It's just that you don't have them within a certain place that you would like to have them to see your physique change, your strength change, your fitness change. We just need to transfer them across. You do have them. Believe you me, you do have those skills. You demonstrate them in other parts of your life. We just need to transfer them across to another side. So, that again, like this week is a nice week to reflect. Hopefully listening to this podcast will help spark up some ideas of what you maybe should write down in a training diary, on your phone, on your notepad. Maybe just saying into yourself, holding yourself accountable this 2022 to being a better version of yourself than you were this year, and trying to make that next leap to where you want to go. So I really hope and wish the best for you next year, and I really do hope, and if it's the people that are working with me, if you're not working with me, I just wish you the best of success in this next year of 2022, because I hope you smash it. I hope you get what you want. I hope you get what you deserve. I hope you work your arse off and achieve more than what you thought possible, because that's what we're here to do in this life. We've only got one shot at it, so max it the fuck out. Fuck talent. It's all about hard work. It's all about hustling. It's about grafting your face off and getting the just desserts of that hard work that you so ever put in. I wish you all the best in this new year coming. Take this time to reflect, look back in 2021. What did you do right? Get that back into 2021. What could you have done better in 21? Get that into 2022. And I wish you all the best. Have a happy new year, and I'll see you on the other side. Have a good one, folks.